Welcome back to the Degenerate Boomer podcast. Bow, bow, bow. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for listening, subscribing, following, commenting, liking, and please do it all over again. We have my host here, Cindy Arena, and we have the lovely guest, Stephen Brower. Let's get it cracking, baby.
Let's go. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Sherry. Sherry's, totally picking up the weight for me. I don't know what happened. Did you ever have one of those moments, or is this just because I'm 60, but you feel fine and then bam, all of a sudden it's like you could just fall asleep on a dime? Like, is that ever happened to you, or is it because I'm just old now?
No, it happens.
I'm sorry, my jaw's on the ground that you're 60. I had no idea.
Sweetheart, I'm the boomer here.
Yeah.
You look like the baby.
Oh, honey, I always in my stand-up, it's pizza. That's my secret. Fat don't.
Oh, okay. Fat don't crack. Yeah, okay. I'm going to have to take that advice.
Very basic, very simple, hacky, but, stereotypes are based on reality. Look at me.
You look great. You look great.
So Stephen, oh my God, shout out your socials first so people can find your handsome face while we talk.
Oh, stop. My name's Stephen Brower. I am on Instagram at Stephen Brower with a PH, STEPHEN, and TikTok, Stephen_Brower, because I guess Stephen Brower was already taken. So
I'm sure there was a lot of you.
I'm everywhere.
So, Stephen, really quick, how long have you been doing stand-up? Because I have been doing queer comedy in the city for 4 years, since the Queer Comedy Festival. I don't ever remember seeing you at all out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I change my answer every time someone asks me this, because I feel like it's a loaded question. Like, people have judgments one way or another, right?
No judgment, honey. I've only been doing it for almost a little over 4 years.
I know, but and this is interesting, like, coming from the internet, like, people, it's just such a loaded relationship with stand-up. But to answer your question, I've been doing stand-up for about 1.5 years, but only really been taking it seriously and like really, really hitting the pavement since September, August last year.
Same with Sherry's about the same, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been doing it a year come May 1st. So
do you find that like people, like, I don't know, look at you differently when you don't have all these years of experience or something?
Oh yeah, for sure. But I'm 41 years old, and I feel like if I would have came in here at 21 years old, I would have just been a hothead and a dick. And so now I'm just like, I don't give a fuck what you think about me. I know that I'm funny. I know that I could continue to write and continue to grow and just continue to learn. And I just keep showing up, and eventually they're just going to have to get used to me, you know?
Well, yeah. And I feel like you come in with all that life experience. It's not like, I didn't live a whole life before I started doing stand-up.
Exactly. Yeah. Some of these kids, that's all they know is stand-up. That's all they know.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. How old are you, Stephen? Because I couldn't even begin to guess.
Oh, really?
No, I think you're probably way younger than you are, because I'm horrible at guessing age now that my kids are grown. I'm seriously say you're like 27.
I say 20.
Oh, I'll take it. Oh, I'll take it. I'm 29. I'm a sensible 29. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Turned 30 this year. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was good. Yeah, I was all right. I was waiting for you to be like, no, girl, I'm 38 or something. You know what I mean? No.
Yeah, no, I'm 29. I'm a firm 29. I'm right in the middle of that Saturn returns that they talk about.
Yeah. So usually what I like to talk about is what I know you haven't been doing comedy that long, but
sure,
you have been hitting the pavement, right? And you are getting a feel for the different crowds between Brooklyn, New York, the different ages, all of that. What are your feelings on trying to hit all the different ages and generations? Or set. Have you thought about it at all? Is this? Oh, you have. Okay.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, because the first big thing that I did back in maybe September was the Industry Room at Broadway, and that's a bringer show, so it's all friends. It's like a pretty young group of people, maybe not like people who come to a bunch of stand-up shows, and I crushed it, like killed it. And then they put me on shows there. And then those shows are, you know, tourists from Nebraska who've never met a gay person in their life.
Amen.
And, and then you're like talking about butt stuff and they don't know what to do.
Yes.
So I had some pretty rough shows, like specifically in that area. And then one night I think I did a show there and like just completely essentially like ad-libbed the whole set about tourists and about like coming to New York, and it was great. Like it went over really well because I wasn't sort of othering myself to them. But it's a weird thing because you're like, well, I want to talk about what I want to talk about, but also I'm playing to this audience who you have to make comfortable first and like get on your team before you can shock them with like material, you know?
And that's so tough when you're only doing, you know, 5 to 8 minutes because
totally.
You know what I mean? It is really tough. But I absolutely love the fact that you noticed already. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I know people have been in this for a long time and they're your, you know, in your age group, and they're kind of like, I don't give a shit if those 50-year-olds even laugh at me. Like they don't even want to try to hit them. And I mean, I guess in the long run, it depends on what your goal is with comedy.
Totally.
If you're somebody that is, if you're thinking, you know, I would love to maybe start by going on the road and opening for a headliner, and then maybe working your way up to being a headliner yourself. That's all you're going to be telling jokes to, dude, is that crowd.
Totally.
You saw in the tourists, you know what I mean? That's, you know, but what you're going to learn in time, you are so new that your queer, gay, whatever material, you are going to learn to tweak it so it hits them.
Yeah. Well, I can already tell when it's uncomfortable. I can tell if it's uncomfortable if I'm waiting on a response from them. Yeah. You know, if I need something from them, then I need to rephrase it. I need to make it so that what am I trying to say? Like, I've honestly learned this from social media too, because my audience on social media is like predominantly, it's like 90% female, like 90% like straight white females. And I'm like, what is it about my sense of humor that they like? It's just so interesting. And like trying to sort of filter what you want to say for an audience who wants to hear it, and sort of like embracing that as opposed to like hating that. I don't know. It's just, and then, you know, you were asking about Brooklyn too. And it's a lot of those people who are like, I don't give a fuck about what anyone thinks. I'm just going to do it like this. And it's almost like not cool to try, you know, which I don't think is the answer.
That's not the, well, I mean, like, again, maybe a lot of these other comics, you know, their goals are to maybe write for the Daily Show, write for the Tonight Show. You know what I mean? There's like so many people have so many different goals. But you know, I mean, if you want to go on the road and do stand up, you're pandering to middle America really
right
time. I mean, you know, and I'm not like, it's not like I have to be true to myself, because I mean, me and Sherry go up and we're pretty damn true to ourselves.
Right.
But
I'm still learning, girl. Like
but you still
comedy. Yeah, I'm still learning. That crowd is. I have 2 gigs there. One at Greenwich and then 2, and I'm learning. It's like I'm not gonna do like, oh, I threw up on his cock. Like I'm not gonna say that. You know, like I was sucking his dick with braces. No, I'm definitely gonna rework my material and maybe talk about like growing up with boomer parents and, you know, like something like that. Like you said, like maybe ad-lib it and throw in some other stuff as well.
Right,
right. That's awesome. You come from a theater background and singing background as well, right, Steven? I saw on the gram. You can sing, baby. You can sing, honey.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, I'm stalking you on the gram. And so you have like a theater and a singing background. Talk like few minutes about that. How'd you get into that?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I've been doing theater since I was really, really little. It's like my little gay outlet when I was 8 years old. And, you know, I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and there wasn't a ton in terms of like theater, but I took some dance classes and I took some singing lessons, and I really wanted to go to school for musical theater, and I really wanted to live in New York. And eventually, I auditioned and went to Texas State University, which is like at the time was a pretty like new program. Now it's like fucking lit. The alumni that they put out, it's crazy. But I went there, and it was just like a really nurturing environment for creatives. They really pushed us to try a lot of different things, and I've always been interested in a lot of different things. I've always written. I've always sung and danced, and anyway. And then after that, I moved to New York and then started doing professional theater. I mean, I did theater pretty consistently up until the pandemic, when theater just didn't exist anymore. And I was like, okay, what do I do now?
Is that when you started to go viral with all your socials? When did that pop for you? Like, how did you even come up with like such your content is solid, you have a theme, and your followers are like you're huge. So out there, go fucking check him out because he has a huge following.
Like over 200K, and then probably like more than that across all platforms.
It's pretty bizarre to like, if I like actually stop to think about like those views, because it feels so like not real, but it truly was the pandemic, because I just didn't have an outlet to perform, and we were all just locked in our houses. I was living alone and in my tiny little shoebox apartment, and I was like, I have to do something to reach people and feel like I exist. And I just started putting stuff out on more like skits and stuff, like sketches and like silly sort of scenes. And then I guess that's when TikTok was kind of blowing up for everybody. And I was like, okay, what is this? And just started putting stuff out. And the way that like algorithm worked at the time, they really validated creators putting stuff out there. Like they really pushed new creators. So I guess I just kind of like hit when the timing was right. And I took it seriously because I was like, I don't know what this is, but I know that it's something. And then once I got an audience on TikTok and like didn't feel so cringy about like posting that, I was more nervous about posting for my friends. I like didn't want my friends to see my secret little hobby.
Like, I was like, Steven is so thirsty. Look at him.
Yeah, totally. Like I was like, oh, this is so embarrassing. Why am I even doing this? Like it feels so like counterintuitive to like what you want. I don't know. It's like it's so complicated, my feelings around it, because social media has given me like so much and a lot of opportunities and money, and it's good in that way, but like it also boxes you in a weird way. And so that all kind of started during the pandemic. And now I just am still feeding this freaking horse. Like it's just this big old rock I keep pushing up a hill.
Well, it's number one, starting comedy, that's amazing exposure for you right there. Yeah. So like continue putting, obviously you are anyway, who, just block your friends, just put the shit out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Doing the damn thing, baby. Fuck that.
But no, really. This is always so interesting to me as someone who is like on a mission to get Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. I can't even get any traction. They want nothing to do with an old ass boomer over there, but not for stand up, But,
I don't know. That might not be true. I don't know.
Well, this one ain't. But anyway, I've really I've taken kind of a little bit of a break to concentrate on this podcast and work on my social media. Right? I had not really writing a lot of new stuff. I'm like, I really want to like try to figure this fucking social media thing out, And I ended up they had a couple of videos go viral on Facebook. I mean, obvious, not anything close to your numbers. I picked up 6,000 followers for me on Facebook. That was huge.
That's a ton.
And then I'm going viral on Instagram still right now. I got one video about to hit 500,000. I've picked up like 4,000 followers in probably 4 days from
That's freaking huge. Oh my God.
You know,
Yeah,
but
girl, you deserve it.
but this was like me, Ask Cherry, like cutting clips, posting clips, trying to figure out when to post them. Dude, I'm convinced there's no rhyme or reason to this.
No, I know. It's crazy. The most I have is like 40,000 views on a reel about me talking about me breaking my pelvic bone from a huge dildo. And and I'm like, that's the most views I get? Like, that's
okay. So that's what you know for? I didn't even know that, Cherry.
Isn't that crazy?
Didn't even know a pelvic busted a dildo.
Yeah.
Doc Johnson produced dildos, man.
Big motherfucker, man. Heavy daddy, you know, just bam, bam, bam. And like, it was right in Pride Month too. It was right during Pride Month. And I think that's when it hit,
that shit did not, it took you out for Pride?
No, I posted it during Pride.
Okay, you still got to attend. Yeah. That didn't take you out for that
year.
No,
it happened during the pandemic.
Oh, perfect.
Oh my God. So you really were lonely. You really were in isolation.
No, I have a wife, so me and her were just getting down, you know.
Okay. Damn. Wow.
You know,
that's inspirational.
I can do a whole show about this.
I know.
But all right, so you ended up with 40,000 hits on
That's the most for me.
That's huge.
For me, that's really big.
Yeah.
You know?
Mine is, I'm going viral. Both, you know what? My videos that have gone viral on Facebook and Instagram they're about my kids, you know. Most Facebook, my kids bits do way, you know, obviously everybody on Facebook's my age, you know.
Yeah.
But Instagram, so right now, and it's not even 420, but it's one of my weed jokes. I talk about my kid wanting to go to school for agriculture, horticulture, to learn to grow and sell marijuana. And I said, I'm not paying for that shit. So I got her an internship with my local weed dealer. So it's like this. So
it's good. You know, that's really good.
You know, and now I'm like, damn, I got to start posting all my weed bits, like, so I can be ready for 420.
Yeah. I mean, like when things hit, I guess this is the only rhyme or reason is like when something does pop off, just keep doing that. Just whatever you think worked about that, just try to do it again and tweak little things here and there. But I don't know, the internet likes consistency, you know, like keep putting it out there and that they know what to expect with like a little twist. And that makes sense. You know, it's like you watch a television show, you don't want like all of a sudden the whole tone of the show to change, right? Like you go to Abbott Elementary for like the same pace and the same jokes and the same, you know. So like, I don't know. And that's what's so weird. I mean, I'm holding my tiny microphone right now, but
I love it.
I'm like, I guess the little ASMR voice.
You know? Yeah.
I guess that worked. So I guess I'm just going to keep holding. This is my brand now.
Exactly. I love that. I love your voice on the mic like that. Mm-hmm.
No, I do. I agree. I agree. So do you remember like what was the first video? Do you remember that first video like going viral? I mean, what the hell?
Well, I remember one. So the first little like trend that I came up with was tops and bottoms. And I would pick like inanimate objects and be like, a chair is like a submissive top, you know, it really holds you up. And then like go through random things all the time. That wasn't funny. Cut that.
That was kind of funny. Honestly, me and Cherry are like laughing. That's a good
I love that. Man. Like, oh, lampshade. What could that?
That's a lampshade. I love it.
A lampshade. A lampshade. I mean, it has secrets, right? Like, there's something inside of it. Okay, it's a shady bottom. It's a shady bottom.
It's a shady bottom.
And I would do those things, and then I remember like one video hit 10K, and that was. I like had to stop what I was doing. I was like, you guys, you're not going to believe what's going on right now. I'm going absolutely viral. And it was like 10,000 views. And then TikTok took it down. It said it like went against community guidelines.
Come on.
Yeah.
My only one gone viral on TikTok. They took it down.
Yeah. Well, they they fucking hate gay people.
Yeah, thank you.
Because because TikTok is like, you know, available in countries where being gay is illegal. So
Beheaded in some of them countries. So.
they flag a lot of, wow, not to go full dark, but yeah, they really monitor content like that. So made me livid, and then I kind of like had to pivot and do another idea that I had. But yeah, I remember like the first video that hit like 2 million, I was just freaked out. It's just a weird feeling.
So I'm going to ask this just for other people. I love I want to keep deep diving into the whole social media. I'm curious. Sherry's curious. I can never like how the hell you build that up. So let's say you get 2 million views on TikTok. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that averages for people that hit the follow button?
For me, really low. Like there are techniques, and there are like, you know, everyone says like start with a hook and then end with a call to action. Like the last part of your video would be like, hit that follow button. And I've seen some comedians do that successfully, but like for the most part, I think those pieces of advice are for people who like have businesses, you know, or who are like professional chefs and follow for more, you know. When I'm making a joke, that's just, you know, talk about cringy to be like, here's my funny joke about weed, follow for more weed jokes, you know. Like I don't know, I can't bring myself, no shame in the people who can. I mean, I think that's some people, I forget his name, I met him at Greenwich, this Canadian guy, really funny, really crass on social, and he kind of always ends his videos like that and gets a lot of follows from it. So I mean, honestly, you could try it. But yeah, those views, it's especially on TikTok, it's just like the algorithm decided it was funny, and so it plays it to 2 million people, and those people could be, you know, lovers of comedy, or they could be completely random 13-year-olds or 65-year-olds, or, you know, it's such a broad, it's TikTok, it really just reaches the whole world really fast, which is spooky.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like when something pops off, it really pops off fast. And but I'm also saying this is like, I have so many videos that don't even have, you know, 2,000 views on TikTok, which for TikTok is pretty bad. for someone who has as many followers, you know, like I can't figure that application out anymore. I think it's just like consistency, and when I put a lot of work into it, then it works. But yeah, I don't know.
I was told that you need to post like, you know, more than one a day for TikTok, like that, you know. I mean, and I've got a couple of friends that are in social media marketing, and I've literally had them say,
who knows?
I don't think there is a rhyme or reason. I don't think there is.
Yeah, I don't think there is either. I mean, a good piece of advice that worked for me for a while was like, just post as often as you can keep up with it. So like if you can only post once a week, then great, like post once a week and keep up with that. But if you set your goals at like 3 a day and then you fall off 4 days later, you know, all your new followers are going to be disappointed, I guess.
That's true. Yeah, like you said, consistency is key. So
whatever you can do on that app to like make yourself not go crazy, you know?
Exactly.
Just putting out enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't figured out. I mean, every time I talk to someone or I do stand up, I'll have somebody like a random will come up to me and say, do you post like content, not just clip? You know what I mean? Do I have like a little stick or, you know?
Yeah.
Like my boomer on the streets, but I got to get back to that, but I don't. And I literally, this weekend, I had 3 different people give me ideas on what I should. One's like, you should just videotape yourself screaming at people as you pass them in the car.
No, that's weird.
It's weird. I'm like,
please don't do that. Please don't.
But it's so bizarre though. Like people are always trying to like tell me, oh, you should do this. Or I'm like,
Yeah, but are they successful? Do they
oh,
know?
I don't know. They just probably think seeing me screaming at people would be
funny. Well, I mean,
after
that
seeing my stand up, they just assume that I'm a monster like all day, Jerry. I understand it's only, it was only that 25 minutes they saw me that night. I was a monster.
right. Well, okay, honestly, I would one piece of advice, since everyone's asking. No, I'm kidding. But don't do something on there that you're not prepared to do 100 times, because if it does hit, I've like literally become the guy that calls guys hoes. I mean, people will like call me a hoe on the street, which
nice.
is, I'm like, that's fine, but at least I said hoe and not like, well, I don't know how much I can curse on here, but you just said you just said you broke your pelvis on a dildo, so I guess But if I'm like
deeper,
hey, like whatever, you don't want to get viral for like screaming at someone on the street, because then that's what you're going to be doing every day, is walking around screaming at people on the street.
I do. I find like people does anybody ever suggest anything to you, Sherry? Like, oh my God, you would be great at blah, blah, blah for content. Is anybody
like the man on the street, interviews, like, and ask them like lesbian terms, like, do you know what the point is and whatever. I might do that. I don't know.
That's funny.
Man on the street stuff. Yes, I do, but I just haven't done it.
Yeah. So do you want to do a little bit of our generation?
Yeah, we have. He has generation. Like 5-10 minutes. So
yeah.
Hit me.
All right.
I just have a date at 8 p.m. So I gotta get cute. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Go ahead.
So yeah, I thought we would just like really quick talk about how we consumed music.
Okay.
Now, were you consuming Broadway tunes as a kid?
Yeah, I was.
You were, yeah.
Right on the
money.
money.
Oh my God. I mean, yeah, you
525,600 minutes.
Was that your jam? That's my kids watch that over and over, and there's Steven's age. Yes, Steven, yes.
That was my first audition song ever.
Oh
I sang
God,
it to audition. I auditioned for the Christmas Carol singing that song. Awesome. So, but yeah, I truly like, we would go on road trips. I'm from Oklahoma, and we would go down to see family in Texas. And I would like print off lyrics sheets, like of show tunes. And I would sit in the back of the car and just like mouth along the words to like learn all of the shows that I could. Yeah, I mean, I was addicted to show tunes growing up.
That's amazing, because I can't stand to hear a show tune. Don't judge.
Well, now I kind of can't either. It's like, I mean, I love a good one every now and then. Oh, really?
Oh my God, that she talks to who, I can't say the name, playing the dolly or the show tune. That's what I got to listen to. He's like a gay man.
Yeah.
Yeah. There it is.
So how did you, was it, did you download or wait, how did you listen?
iTunes, not iTunes, that Apple, what's it called? iPod.
Your
iPod, I had it. Yeah.
iPod years.
I think I was the very end of like CD-ROM. Like I had a little was that even in a Walkman? No, like a CD player.
Discman.
Discman. Oh yeah, but I had that first like app, like shuffle. Little tiny one. You couldn't even like select what you wanted to listen to.
Random. You could forward or backwards, right?
Yeah. And I would also download everything on my mom's account, so she'd always be like, what the fuck is all of this music? We didn't know how to separate. We didn't know what iTunes was. We didn't know what Apple was. Like, who knew that I was going to need an Apple ID that was just going to last me for the rest of my life?
That's so true. That's so true. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, I consumed record player was, not the Victrola, like, Jerry thinks I was like cranking.
You invented music.
Right. She thinks I was drinking the moonshine, cranking up the Victrola. No, but
listening to the radio because you couldn't even have a TV yet.
Yeah, right. I mean, of course it was AM radio, but yeah, I had the record player. That's, I'm old, but
now they're trendy. Now you can buy them at Urban Outfitters.
Exactly.
I love that.
And the 8-track, the big 8-track in the
You had that?
was, oh yeah. When I started to, we started, well, my boyfriend was 18 and he had it. I was only 15, but you had all 8 tracks. It was like had a big old bucket. That's how big your music had to be in the back seat to pick through. They were like this.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Sherry was a cassette, right, Sherry?
Yeah, tapes, man. Tapes were my thing, and I would always like listen to the radio, and then I had a boom box, and you could hit record at the same time. You could record your song right at the end of the DJ talking, and you would listen to your tape and fast forward record, and then discs. And you could burn CDs as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Apple didn't come out. The Shuffle didn't come out until I was in my 20s. Shuffle came out when I moved to New York 18 years ago. And I remember I had a hot pink one or like a maroon pink one, whatever. And you're right. I couldn't choose it. It was front or back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you said burning CDs though. That was such a thing.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Burning CDs for or like for other people, like sharing a CD with a crush. Yeah. Yeah.
I love mixtapes, giving them to crushes. Now you can send playlists to crushes, but it's not.
Yeah, that's what they do, right? The Spotify
I guess, yeah.
playlist. Hey, listen, I barely just learned how to use the Spotify.
The Spotify.
That's Gen Z, baby. Spotify.
Yeah, but yeah. Well, Stephen, thank you so much, and we're gonna.
Oh my God, of course.
Again, because I really want to talk about your life growing up in Oklahoma.
There's so much more to unpack with him.
There is so much more to unpack with you.
Oh, please. I would love it. I love talking to you both. I want to hear more about your pelvic injury.
Oh, man, that's the whole story. That's the whole story. And it wasn't because it was inside of me. It was because I was on the outside of me.
Oh.
And it was hitting like this on the outside. Not the inside. So, yeah, that's we can talk about that a whole nother time. But it looks like you're already ready for your date, but you said you have to get ready for your date. You already look hot, so I don't know.
God. I feel disgusting. I've just been staring at a computer all day. I got to shower. I got to shave. I got to look cute.
Okay. Well, I hope you have fun on your date and it goes well.
Thank you. We'll see. Keep me posted on everything. Thank you guys so much.
And guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, listen to Degenerate Boomer Podcast. Go follow my boy Stephen Brower on social media. He's amazing, and you won't regret it. Cindy Arena, get it, girl.
Yeah, Cindy Arena, comedy everywhere. Like, do everything. Just I don't fucking know.
I don't fucking know.
Just fucking click all the buttons, okay?
Yeah,
Mama's tired, man. Just do something.
Yeah. All right, Stephen. Have a good night, honey.
You, Steve.
Yeah, you too. Love you both.
Alrighty.
Bye, baby. Love you.